Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. Today I have another model rocket kit from Estes. Wait, no, this isn't a rocket. Well, it is a rocket, but it's not a model rocket. This is a Lego set actually, which is nothing like anything we've seen on our channel before. I used to be a big Lego guy, but when I was younger. But couldn't pass up on this kit. I've been really building many Legos in like a long time, but come on, that thing looks sick. As you know, this March, um, or no earlier than this March, the Artemis 2 rocket is supposed to launch. We're gonna go, take people back around the moon. Be the first time humans have gone past low Earth orbit and like since the 50s, since Apollo. So that's really crazy. Hopefully it doesn't get pushed back again, but really cool. And I just had to get this set. The set looks awesome. It's a Technic set, which I was never really much of a Technic guy. But that's okay. This was about 60 bucks, 632 pieces, which is like an even price to part ratio, 10 cent per part. That's about the usual. But obviously a lot of the parts are kind of small Technic pieces. So, the value is more about the stuff than the price per part ratio. But yeah, 632 pieces, it was 9 plus. Looking at the back, as you can see, this is a really cool gimmick. It has like a gearbox sort of thing in its base, and you can like turn a crank, and the rocket will actually like launch up, and like the stages will move up, and it's like super sick. So it comes with little astronauts. So let's actually unbox this guy and check this out. I always used to be confused by the these little like push down tabs, which I don't know. I think they replaced the tape. Like it used to just be on like the tiny little kits that would have push down tabs, not the bigger ones like this. But anyways, wow, lots of pieces here. I was honestly kind of expecting the paper bags. I've been seeing that like on the internet that some of the Lego sets have paper bags instead of plastic bags, but that's all right. Look at this long axle here. Can't really go through this how I would usually go through like model rocket parts because there's just 632 pieces. But there looks to be how many bags? 7 looks like the biggest number. This is probably gonna pick up so loud on camera. 7 bags of parts. Comes with these 2 long axles. Big instruction book. It gets right to it. Some of the other like Lego sets, I've had like the bigger size ones. I was kind of expecting again. Yeah, these are the paper bags I've been talking about. That'd be cool. I don't think I've ever had a set with those. But yeah, how many pages of instructions do we got? Just a good. You got some pictures of SLS. Really sick. But as I was saying, 155 parts total. Cool. And there are quite a few stickers for details. So yeah, let's build this guy up. All right, guys, we're all finished up with the build. It was pretty easy. Nothing super difficult. Um, it is Technic, but it wasn't like super painful Technic. Some people say that Technic hurts, but this one I didn't really feel it was that bad. It took me a couple hours. I'm not exactly sure how long, but it wasn't like a boring build at any point, really. You kind of move through different phases of the construction, and everything coming together was pretty fun. Um, but yeah, I mean, the thing is really cool. It's pretty big, as you can see. about just a little bit bigger than the box itself. I estimate, I'm actually not sure, definitely over a foot, maybe around 2 feet tall, just under 18 inches, something around there. But it's a pretty, nice sized model. A lot of the bulk of like the build actually goes down here in the bottom. The first um, 3, 4-ish bags are all really dedicated to this bottom mechanism, as well as this back assembly. The SLS is just a pretty small, simple part of the build, quite frankly, but it has a really cool mechanism because you turn this crank here and it starts to launch, right? And it is gravity built. So you're going to have gravity kind of going in. But as you can see, the boosters come down, and then drawing our attention up here, not only do the boosters drop, but keep on going, the Orion pod also comes out of the rocket, which is really cool. So yeah, look at that. That's awesome, right? And then you can all, crank it backwards and it'll all come back together. Well, okay. That's a little strange. There's a little gravity thing right there as to why this one didn't come down. Yeah, you do want it to be set straight up for it to work. I'm going to change the camera angle in a second so you can get a better view of this whole mechanism here. But it comes down all the way flush with the base, and it's really cool. Also does come with this little info piece. It just says NASA SLS Space Launch System, NASA Artemis ESA. It comes with 4 little micro figures that are little astronauts. This one's technically an extra piece, but you can call it like one of like the backup astronauts, I'll show you the other extra pieces too that it comes with. Just a few of these, small parts. Some other things to note with the build. Oh, as you can see, there are a lot of sticker details. Like all of the small details pretty much on this kit are stickers. The only parts that aren't stickers are these little prints right here. Besides that, all of these are stickers. Up here, stickers. Up here, stickers. These guys are obviously prints, but it wasn't too bad. This is a pretty easy piece because it's all flat. These ones, like the ones with the holes, I thought they'd be hard, but they're actually pretty simple because you can just align it with the hole. So it kind of works out. These ones are a little bit harder because they go on the curve. So you kind of got to line it up, I'd say, like with this little middle piece, line it up. So the printed, like the black part's right in the middle, right here. The hardest one was probably, I'd say, these two right here, especially this one on the curve, this cone piece. That's just not an easy sticker to put on. So a lot of stickers, but it's not too bad. It's not a crazy amount. And also the gearbox does come open, this like base, so you can actually see the mechanism that goes into it, which is really cool. It's pretty simple, right? You just got the crank, and then there's just a system of gears. One thing that's pretty interesting, I noticed, right, is depending on the direction, you have this one gear that's not really attached to anything else. It just has like a friction piece. And so going down, right, it'll push down right here, and it kind of holds it down. So there's a little bit more friction there, which I believe prevents it from like being pulled down by gravity. But then when you go the other way, it's just simply lifted up. So it's not affect like the pressure in the axle here in the pin doesn't really have an effect on your cranking. So it's a lot easier. This also means that you can kind of lift it up quite easily. Hold up. Let me bring them down a little bit. You can also just like pull it up without much issue. But it's pretty cool. A lot of thought, I think, went into this design. Pretty substantial kit. I mean, for Lego nowadays, right, getting all this like big of a display model for $60 is pretty good, I'd say. It looks really good on a shelf. Let me show you guys like the full mechanism of it launching, so to speak. Just dropped something. Just a little exhaust plume from the booster. But yeah. Okay, the only way to get like the whole thing in frame is to do this in portrait mode, so excuse that. But this is the whole thing launching. It's, again, you just crank it like this and it's like not too easy, but as you can see, or sorry, not too difficult. It's quite easy. It just comes up and then boosters come down. It's super satisfying. I just think it's just like really cool to see. And then you go up even further, and then the Orion module also detaches. As you can see, I mean, the thing pretty much doubles in height. It's crazy. This is a really big looking piece, big looking set. It's really cool. And then it all comes down very easy as well. Every so often, since these guys are kind of loose right here, sometimes they will get caught in like these holes at the bottom that they kind of fall into, but it's really a non-issue. Like it's really small. It doesn't even happen all the time. But as you can see, they are kind of like wiggly wobbly, but that's okay. Comes right back down, just like so. All in all, this is a really cool set, I'd say. Like really awesome. I feel like you get a lot of value out of it. I mean, it's a pretty big, good-looking display model. It actually has like a really cool feature. Like this is just satisfying. It's kind of fun to play with a little bit. It looks really nice. The build's fun. So yeah, this is a cool kit, worth the buy. For all y'all who are new here, I don't really upload Lego reviews. This is not really a thing. Most of the content on this channel is like rocketry stuff. So if you think that's interesting, you think that's cool, be sure to stick around. Right now, it's kind of the winter. It's hard to get launch in, so we haven't gotten much in terms of uploading. I'm trying to get one more rocket kit review and build done. That's why doing this on my bed and not on my workbench, because I have a bunch of parts like all spread out throughout that. But yeah, this is a really cool set, guys. So thank you guys for watching. If you think maybe I should do more Lego reviews, maybe say so in the comments. But besides that, I hope you had a good time watching this video. I like this kit a lot, so thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and see you next time.